3 dating tips for a single mom. And this video is for all the single mom out there, and we all love you because we know how strong of a woman you are, and we want to set you up with 3 tips to be aware of when you're about to enter the dating world. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. My name is Coach Andres of Alex Cormont at the French Relationship Expert. And today we're going to talk about 3 important things to consider when you're a single mom getting back into the dating world. So before we get started, I would always love and appreciate your subscription. Just hit that button with the notification bell as well. And if any of you love this video, why don't you give it a nice like with a big smile. And any comments, topics of concerns, or questions, go ahead and leave it below. I check them all, I love reading them, and I respond to all of them. So I can't wait till you all have to say about this. 3 tips for a single mom and dating. Number 1, and I think this is very valuable. I have a lot of clients who are single moms, and I always make sure this is the priority before they even approach a guy or get on an app. Take your time when you're about to introduce anyone to your kids. Your kids are sacred. Your kids are always the priority. And I'm not here to judge or be worried about why the relationship of your marriage didn't work, because that's the past and that's something you've gone through and now you're here. But it is important for the kids to see that you want to bring more stable men around your life, around your world. Hopefully just one. So you want to be selective. You want to have a quality choice over quantity of choices to have anyone enter your world, especially with your kids. They don't want to see any more inconsistency from a male role model figure. They want to see something a little more solid. So it's your job as a single mom to make sure you really take your time and value any level of attention, any level of introduction, any level of company with the man you're dating and your kids. Making sure there's a lot of green flags to say, you know what, I trust this man to a point where even if our relationship doesn't work out, we have such a respectful understanding of who we are. We understand our morals and values that he could still be a friend figure to my kids. For whatever reason, if this doesn't work out, he will always show respect to me and to my kids. And that takes time to develop. And you don't want to rush that because you want to bring a quality man, a new man, into your kids' world. And not just someone who's showing you so many red flags or just rushing into the bedroom or not listening what you have to say or his actions don't match his words. We've gone to other videos before where I give you the reasons of red flags and green flags. So obviously, in this situation, the more green flags you have, the more secured you know, I could bring this new guy in front of my kids and I feel confident about it because I trust his intentions. He's been clear with his intentions. His actions do back up his words. He is showing the effort to making me a priority. And regardless of whatever happens out of that relationship, because you can't guarantee for something to work, or neither can we, but you brought a selective quality man around your kids who will always treat you with respect. And that's the number 1 thing. Always have someone treat you with respect, and that way the kids see that you've been treated with respect. The last thing they see is the man, their father, the divorce happening, and they don't understand how the pieces got spread out. They might take the blame for themselves. They might think it's their problem why mom and dad aren't together. So that's why you have to be very selective on who you bring to them. Take your time. They're sacred. He's replaceable. Remember that. Bring a confident, secured, stable man, hopefully the man you love, into their world by taking your time with that. He needs to pass a lot of tests, show you a variety of green flags. And that's okay, because now the dating world, the love world, is bigger than you. It's bigger than mom. It's mom and the kids. Always show respect to the kids, all right? So I have a client, and we always talk about this, and she gets caught up so much in this love that she has for this guy. And sometimes she makes him more of a priority than the kids. And I always remind her, I know you're caught up in the moment, but don't forget what happened. Don't forget what your kids felt when they got that divorce from dad. Make sure they're the priority, and make sure he understands that. The more you're open with that, the more you really confront that and understand that, the more he's going to respect you. The more he's going to admire the fact that you're such a good mom, that you're such a caring mom. And that's what we want these days. And if he doesn't show that appreciation and acknowledge that level of great character and integrity, then you weren't trying to bring him around the kids anyway. So that's a perfect moment to be, hey, is he going to respond selfishly about me wanting to prioritize my kids, or is he going to respond graciously and understanding? That's what you want to understand and find out before that introduction. A lot of women sometimes get so caught up with the love that this guy is so different from my ex-husband. I'm so excited about this because it's so refreshing. Yeah, let's have a dinner, a barbecue, meet the kids. Well, after a few weeks, after a couple of months, no, you're still getting to know someone after a couple of weeks and a couple of months, especially in the beginning because everyone's trying to present the best version of themselves. So make sure you find out after that honeymoon phase of the relationship where everything's all perfect and hot and spicy and no one makes a mistake. So it's so funny because it's so true. Wait until that moment's kind of not over with, but you kind of transition into the more realistic situation where you do have a couple of questions and conversations of topics that you guys bump heads on. See how you guys respond to disagreements. See how you guys respond to small disappointments of plans changing or just agree to disagree. You want to find out how he responds to when he doesn't get his way. That's what I mean. You want to find out, I'm trying to put them all together in my head. I know. So you want to find out how he responds when he doesn't get his way, when it comes just between you two. And you want to see how mature he is, how self-aware he is, how considerate he is, how sympathetic he can be. Because if he responds with all those great qualities when he doesn't get his way, then you know he's emotionally mature, he's emotionally available, and he's listening to you. It's not all about him. That's a great green flag to get one step closer to meeting your kids. Not next step to meeting your kids, one step closer to another step. So again, you want to find out how he reacts when he doesn't get his way after all the exciting moments of the honeymoon phase of everything's hot and spicy and perfect, and then really evaluate what's going on with him. You really want to see his true character, not just the best version of him. As much as he wants to present that, and that's very admirable and it's cute and it's very, it's a strong, move that we all men love to do. But if I'm going to have my kids involved with this, I got to see you in different forms. I want to see how you react in different scenarios. Not that I'm trying to create that, not that I'm trying to manipulate that, but in life, those naturally will come. And that's what you want to be patient with. Again, when you're patient with that, then that naturally unfolds to see who he really is, which means more time to get to know him, which means more time for you to eventually introduce him to your kids. Take your time. Be patient. Be selective. Number 2. And this one is a very important one, probably the most important one. I would say 3/4 of my clients are in this scenario, not necessarily dealing with this problem, but let's just say divorced and now trying to get into the dating world. Don't bring, and I know it's hard, don't bring your past problems with your ex-husband to the new relationship, to the new guy. You guys can have those moments of talking about past relationships and why it didn't work out, which we all do. And it's a very healthy stage in the relationship to see where you've been, see what kind of people you're normally with. But if you're still hanging on to why it didn't work out, or you're still somewhat resentful, remorseful, hating, negative, mad, frustrated with things that he still did, and you're not even with him, then you're still dealing with the divorce in itself. Yes, it's official, but you're still in that divorce phase because you still get triggered on those moments from him, from a conversation with a new man. So that's what I always tell my clients. Before you get into a new dating world or a dating app or select a person you want to meet up with, I want you to do 2 things after a divorce. Or even if you're not divorced, because let's say you're a single mom and you didn't get married, but even with the father of the kids. 2 things before you open up a new world for a new guy. Heal from whatever didn't work out, regardless who was wrong, regardless who was right, regardless who caused what for the breakup, if you're a single mom, never got married, or caused the divorce and your ex-husband and you don't live together, you guys got divorced. Heal from that, because that is a very traumatic experience. It's a big breakup, especially with kids. Don't rush and overcompensate what you didn't have with someone into someone else. That's not fair for that person. You're not making clear choices. Your judgment is impaired because you're trying to look for the opposite so much of this guy that it didn't work out with. the thing about it is, whatever your ex-husband or the father of your kids, you guys did have a bond strong enough to have kids. And that's a lot further than you would get with any other guy, almost literally. So you want to value the fact that you guys did have a bond, you guys did have a relationship, and for whatever reason, it didn't work out. But now you guys are co-parenting these beautiful kids. So then again, you want to take the time to heal on why it didn't work out, taking responsibility, creating your own clarity and peace and why it didn't work out. And that way you have a clear mind on choosing who you really want to be, not choosing just the opposite of who you're with. Trust me, it's a valuable choice that you're making there. After I tell my clients about healing, the number 2 thing I say about dating men after a divorce, dating men after a breakup with the father of your kids, celebrate. Celebrate that moment. Celebrate that for whatever reason, whoever did anything wrong or not, whatever caused the breakup of the divorce, you got yourself out of it. You put your foot down, and I always say, you chose to say, no, I will not be treated like this. This is not okay if you're messing around with another woman. It's not okay if you talk to me this way. It's not okay if you put your hands on me. No. And I have a variety of clients with all different scenarios in those topics. And I always tell them, after you heal, I want you to celebrate that. Because they always say to me, then it's the most beautiful thing, and it really touches me because it's like, they always say, I want to make sure my kids see that that's not how you treat a woman. And even though I'm going to be hurt by this, and even though this challenge is going to be very hard to basically change their world, to be independent, get their own place, get back to work, or whatever they got to do to be a single mom and provide themselves. And that's why I said so much power to all of you out there because of what you guys can do and how much strength you guys have and all the love that you give for your kids. You want to realize, you want to celebrate the fact that you put your foot down and saying, I will not allow my kids to see me be treated like this again. I will not allow my kids to witness this dysfunction. I want my kids to believe in marriage. I want them to still have hope and love and romance and soulmates. Maybe it didn't work out with the father for whatever reason, but I've taken the time to heal. So I always make sure he always comes off in a good light towards them. And that way I always talk good about what I went through to the guy I'm talking to now. And then you're also celebrating the fact that you've stepped up and accomplished that. You said no, and you basically you took on the challenge to be on your own as a single mom. That's a beautiful moment right there. You're evolving to a whole different person right there. And you owe yourself that celebration because that's something a lot of women don't do, unfortunately, because they get scared or the guy makes them feel like they're empowered or lack of empowerment because they want to make sure they're just inferior to them all the time. So hands down, all the praise to all the women out there who say, no, this is not the way love is. This is not the way marriage is. This is not the way I want my kids to see how a marriage goes. And I'm going to want a divorce and move on. Heal and then celebrate that. And that way, when you approach a new guy, a new dating world, applied to a new app, you have a fresh, positive, peaceful mindset. You have a clear slate of where you want to go with things. You're calm and healed from what you dealt with. Don't just put the Band-Aid over it. Heal the wound. And that way you can just be a little more free and enjoyable to the next guy that you want to meet, the selective guy you want to meet. And number 3, and before we get there, you know what I'm going to say. Hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate your subscription as well as a nice big like. Share this video to anyone who you think could benefit from it, get some entertainment from it, or even just level up some more information because that's what we're here to do. All right? And we also could hit this other video that's going to be coming up next because we're going to talk about a whole different topic with different circumstances, different rules and suggestions to make sure you give yourself the best chance of finding dream love. And if you want to dig even deeper on this, check out the website, FrenchRelationshipExpert.com/coaching. You'll see my profile as well as Alex's. Ask for our services, and we'll love to help you. All right? Number 3, as well as being clear with your intentions, be clear if you still want kids or if you're done with kids. The truth is up to you, and there's no wrong answer. But you want to be clear with that to make sure you let the guy know what your intentions are for the future plans. And that way you don't get yourself set up for a disappointment or disappointing someone else. When you're honest with yourself, again, there's no wrong answer. If you're done having kids, then you know that. But express that. Own that. That's a powerful thing. And you know you got your beautiful kids and you're very grateful to have that and you don't want any more. But when you're clear with that, then you're going to be a little more selective with who you date. As in the sense that you'd be looking at the qualities of a man saying, you know what, I want someone maybe a little bit older who's done having kids. Or I want someone my age who never really was into having kids. But they're good with kids, but never wanted to have kids. You basically want to filter out all the things that you might waste your time around with people who just might be attracted to you and you're attracted to him and you guys get along, but he wants to have kids and you're done. You're wasting your time. And I know this and I say this with all due respect to my clients who are in this scenario. You went through so much before in your divorce or your breakup with the father of your kids. Let's not waste any more time. Let's be more selective with who we want to open up with. Be more selective with who you want to spend your time with. And by setting clear intentions, I don't want to have any more kids. I'm sorry and I don't want to waste your time. I appreciate that. No, I'm still open to having kids because I've always wanted to have a son or a daughter. The guy's like, I've always wanted to have one kid too. And that way you really set yourself for a good opportunity, quality opportunity. You know, don't lie to yourself and try to convince him that what the truth is if it's not the truth. Be honest with yourself. And that way you take your approach in this dating world as a single mom and you're more selective and you're picking better choices of who you want to spend your time with, sharing the truth of who you are. Don't hide that. It's not, I always say this to my clients, your kids aren't baggage. That is such a beautiful value to show what kind of woman you are, how great of a girlfriend you could be, and how strong of a mom you are. You know what I'm saying? Again, I always say this in my videos about people wearing different hats in relationships. A single mom has the biggest hat ever. The fact that she can be a great role model, a mother figure for her kids, and still be a great girlfriend to you, that is so rare these days. You know, so you want to see that and own that. There's not baggage. It's value that you have beautiful kids. And you want to choose a good man who's willing to be around those kids, enjoy them, and hopefully have kids with you one day or not have kids with you because you were clear about it. So again, you're putting in the work now to make sure your choices are a little more clear and selective with who you spend your time and open up with. Don't waste your time. You just went through this divorce. You just went through this breakup. I want you to make better choices for yourself, so you put in this work, all right? So we go over these three choices, these three factors again for single moms. And these are very important. I tell these to my clients all the time. Take your time to introducing your kids to the guy. Take your time to introducing the guy to the kids. Be selective. Number two, and the most important, don't bring up the past problems of your marriage still lingering around into your new relationship. You want to have taken the time to heal from those and then celebrate those. That's huge. Trust me, the guy doesn't want to hear you bad talking about the ex-husband or the father over and over and over. It's just, then why am I with you? Because you're still stuck up on this? And obviously something happened where you weren't happy and all you're doing is still complaining about him? That doesn't sound very attractive. I don't want to get involved in that world, in that triangle, because you didn't take the time to heal from the divorce. You didn't take the time to celebrate you standing up for yourself. So don't bring that over to this. That guy doesn't deserve that, and you deserve better by doing the work for yourself. And then final, third one, be clear if you want kids. Be honest with yourself. Your kids are not baggage. It's value. It shows what kind of person you are. It shows how strong of a woman you are. How you can be a single mom, a badass worker, and a girlfriend. Now we're talking about some Wonder Woman stuff going on. And that is very attractive. It's very sexy. So again, don't shy away from that. It's not baggage. It's value. So I hope this video was informative and helpful. I had a blast doing it, and I'll say thank you again for watching. If you want to go into this next topic, you can click this video over here, and we're going to go over a different topic with different suggestions and guidelines. If you want to dig deeper into this specific topic or something else in your dating world, check out the website, FrenchRelationshipExpert.com/coaching. You'll see my profile as well as Alex, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Again, we're here to help you. We want you to know that dream love is out there and it's possible to get it. It just takes a little work and loving yourself first. Thank you again.